Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Greetings to all listeners of True Buddhism. Today's Dharma talk is excerpted from the book Way Back to the Buddha's Place by the Venerable Elder Thich with the following topic: To renounce the fame and wealth in the ascetic life. When we put on the Bhikkhu robe, we have accepted the life of leaving home to enter monkhood, which cannot be the same as the life of staying at home. We have to completely get rid of the mind of sentiments, stay away, leave and repudiate the mind of fame and wealth of ordinary life. We not only have to eliminate the mind of fame and wealth of ordinary life, but also have to eliminate the mind of fame and wealth in the ascetic life. The fame and wealth in the form of ascetic life are in fact the mind of fame and wealth of human beings. You, the monks, should heighten your vigilance. You should not forget that your crafty mind will deceive yourselves. It makes you think that you are not following fame and wealth and that you are in genuine practice. You, the monks, are wrong. It controls you like controlling a slave. You do everything it orders. It only has to cover your eyes with magnanimous words to save the living beings, to bring benefits to Buddhism. As such, you set your mind at rest for the sake of Buddhism, in the interest of the living beings. You, the monks, should remember when you newly entered the pagoda to practice. You were only a samanera, without any fame or wealth. Only eat and study the doctrine with everyday recitation and ceremonial offerings. After 5 years or 10 years, you become preaching monks, the heads of pagodas. Now fame and wealth blind you. Every day you are busy from one Buddha work to another. The Buddha work is a lofty word, but in fact you are carrying out a religious occupation to seek fame and wealth for yourselves. You have forgotten. You were those who had renounced fame and wealth, repudiated all sentiments of secular world to practice and seek the liberation path. Nevertheless, now you, the monks, are running after fame and wealth, which are in different words, i.e., elevated names of Buddha work, messenger of the Tathagata, practice bodhisattva conduct, and perform bodhisattva path. Hearing these words, people have respect and kowtow to you. Do you, the monks, examine yourselves? Do you find yourselves ridiculous? Every day you preach and teach people to practice things, but you yourselves cannot practice what you preach. It means you are telling lies. Do you, the monks, know this? Your teachings are so great with such profound meaning as if you were living Buddhas, but examining your lifestyle, people can't help feeling surprised. You teach people one thing, but you live another. When you started your practice, you were so poor. But when you become the heads of pagoda, lecturing monks, Zen masters, you become to get rich. Gradually you build huge pagodas with abundant worldly products. At the beginning of your practice, you rode on an old bicycle. After a while, you have a Honda or Dream motorcycle. The more you practice, the more you become rich. You even have high-class automobiles. Whatever people in the ordinary world have, you, the monks, also have.
In the ordinary world, it's hard for people to attain fame and wealth. In the religious way, it's easy for you, the monks, to obtain fame and wealth. In the ordinary world, it's so hard and painful for people to earn a living. In the religious path, you live a life of leisure, study, and play without having to work. Your clothes are fine and expensive. Fruits and food are overwhelming. Therefore, nowadays, people practicing in Buddhism do not seek liberation but seek fame and wealth. The method of the expanded Buddhism that you, the monks, are practicing is the method teaching people to practice fame and wealth. Why do we know this? Looking at your lifestyle, we can clearly see it. You, the monks, have put aside the methods that teach liberation and pay no attention to them. It's not that you do not know, but because these methods do not allow you to live in worldly sensual pleasures. These methods teach people to let go of things, to renounce fame and wealth. The life of the monks/nuns does not have anything. Practitioners have little desire and are satisfied with basic material condition. They are stoic and strict with themselves. They live with 3 pieces of clothes and an alms bowl. The life of liberation is like this. This is the practitioner of Buddhism. One wants the liberation in the meaning of Buddhism, but does not want to throw away the worldly life. This is definitely not the meaning of liberation of Buddhism. Buddhist monks, nuns want to help people to practice for liberation. They have to manifest the life of liberation, i.e., abandon desire and evilness, leave the materials and possessions and valuables of worldly life, renounce the huge pagodas and towers, renounce the fame and wealth, renounce the female beauty, good food, nice dressings, etc. If the life is with such renunciation, it is the example of conducts and virtues to help others to practice. Their lecturing and teaching of Buddhist suttas must match their lifestyle without even slightest discrepancy. Otherwise, if their teachings of suttas do not go together with their lifestyle, it is telling lies to deceive others, to enjoy life without having to do much work, to live on others' sweat and tears. This is despicable and contemptible. They cannot help others to practice for liberation, but instead tarnish Buddhism. They make Buddhism depraved and the right method lost. Looking at Buddhism, the wise people would disdain and have doubt about it. Dear the monks, you cannot ignore or turn a deaf ear or a blind eye to the obligation and the heavy responsibility to Buddhism. You, the monks, have learned and studied the Buddhist canons, have understood thoroughly the essence of the path and the ascetic life. Why do you live and practice not in accordance with the teachings of the Buddha? It is a huge misdeed that you are responsible to in front of Buddhism and devotees. Without the agamas and the nikayas, how can we know what is Buddhism? How can we know the right way of practice of Buddhism? In order to shed light on Buddhism, to save yourselves from the life of sufferings and life-death rebirth, there is nothing better than you, the monks, have to return to the right path of practice of Buddhism that the agamas and the nikayas clearly taught. You, the monks, have to renounce the fame and wealth in the ascetic life, as the Buddha has taught. One should stay away from where there is fame and wealth. You should overcome the chain of fame and wealth of religion. Choose the life of standard conducts and virtues of the true Buddhist monks/nuns, then Buddhism will become bright and splendid on its own. Such example of living with conducts and virtues, letting go of desire and evilness, helps you, the monks, to be able to enter the concentrations, to master your life and death, and put an end to rebirth. And you also can help people to learn to let go of things, eliminate the evilness, develop the goodness, to bring happiness and peace to themselves, to others, and to the society.
Thank you for joining this journey with True Buddhism today. Hope you all live without creating sufferings to yourselves, to others, and to all living beings. Regular mindfulness reminder: the mind is peaceful, blissful, and carefree. See you again in the next episode.